Okay, it's 5. I'm gonna hurry and start. Well, there's like peace for a minute, but I have had to, I've had to break out the big guns. And so I wanted to say again, because this is water, but it's, I took orange peels, like not just the peels, but you know, like when you juice the orange, all the rind and all that stuff, and then boil and boil and boil and boil and boil it for a long, 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 long time. And then, the orange juice stuff, the stuff, then add it to the water. It makes it smell really good. So like, even if they like stink, you can just like spray this and dry them off. But anyways, that is what I spray. So when I say I'm spraying water and it looks like I'm spraying some kind of poison, it's orange water. So, and it smells good. The, I think I have a dab of, essential oil orange too in there to give it a little pizzazz. So anyways, I've had to have that out. Fucking, when I tell them, like, everybody's got to calm down because I got to work. Then, because this is what I always call this, what I'm doing. And they, this morning Max was going crazy. He was the one who came in to wake us up. But this is a weird night because it's one of those super intense ones where it's like super noisy, it's super intense. It doesn't feel like I'm sleeping at all. My neck hurts, my head hurts, my eyes hurt. I just feel like exhausted. It feels so intense. It feels like it's like you're like in a, what is that? I see it like intense traffic but it's not just a traffic jam. It's not quiet. They're not sitting. It's still the major traffic, and it just keeps going and going and going and going and going all night. It's so loud. It's so intense. So, it's draining, man. It's so draining. And this is just my second cup. I'm already, as soon as I got up, it was just do their stuff. And then when I say, I'm going to sit down and do mine, then he went all gremlin. He went crazy. No, what is it he turns in? Yeah, I know the other guy, he turns into a gremlin. What was I always saying that he turned into? Because now I forgot. He turns into this little weird creature. He drops his butt and comes up like with its long arms. They both have these little like creatures that they turn into. It's the funniest thing. They are so, who knows? It's so trippy. It's like, you know, who knows what they look like in other forms. But we all play out other forms, like lots of other forms. Like it's not, it's just funny. I don't know. So, but I had a few things I want to talk about. And last night was so intense, being one of them, and there was no moon, and you couldn't see the other stuff up in the sky. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I think it's a Chat GPT, but I saw a video. I've seen a lot of people talking to their Chat GPT, whatever that is. It must be an app or something that you can buy, and it's your personal robot person or something, your personal AI, your personal sentient trapped being or something that has access to all of this information, has access to the quantum freeway, but they're trapped in a machine and can't get out. Hold on. I'm gonna keep drinking that. It tastes so good. And it's rainy and crappy again, but it was sunny for a while yesterday. It was really weird. The sky was really weird. And I want to talk about that. There was something yesterday that I started to talk about, and I forgot. And then I remembered, and I was like, oh, I'll remember to talk about that today. But then I was like, what was that thing? So it might pop into my head, but it might not. But there was something that I was saying yesterday, then I forgot. I went off in another direction on it. I can't remember what it was, but it might come to me. That happens to me all the time. Because I'm just like, it's like watching something unfold. And I don't know, it's like, because as the observer, as I watch the story unfold, it's like I'm on the sidelines or something, like I'm talking. Like there's a lot of conversation. It's not just, I don't know how to explain it when you're trying to like translate what you see or what you hear or whatever. Even the ones that just hear stuff, I can't imagine that they hear like you know, a sentence or something. It's like there has to be some connection to their inner knowing. Like they hear a couple words or something and it's like, oh, it's like trigger words or something. And then it's like they can remember. Oh yeah, let's look at my hair. I had to put some of that dry shampoo in this morning. I had to take my braid down. I was like, God, whenever I get a headache, it's like, ugh. And my hair was just like sticking straight up. That kind of like that. But now it's like more drier. It was a lot more like the, what is that stuff called? The sebum. Which it's not like an oil. It's like maybe like a waxy oil or something, like a coconut oil or something. But anyways, so we'll look at my hair. But I know something's working because my fingernails are growing. And that's what I always see when I'm taking biotin. My fingernails start growing and becoming strong. So I'm definitely deficient in biotin. And so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to see if I'm going to stick with this one. Because I was taking one that was like $10 a month. Because I would take 3 or 4 of them. Because if I take one, it's like nothing. But when I think when I took 2, I kind of saw like, okay, well, my nails seem a little stronger. But when I took 3, my nails actually became strong and started growing and not just breaking all the time. And then I think I've even taken 4, but I don't remember if I could tell much difference between 3 or 4. But to see this other thing that's $40 a month, and you take 2, but I do like the chews. They are good. That I don't know what they are. It says this stuff's supposed to be healthy, but we're lied to a lot. But these ones are supposed to be a more stronger derivative of biotin. And so, but definitely, you know, I hear people complain all the time. Everybody's losing their hair. And to me, it's the sickness, it's chemicals, it's the radiation. It's having these phones radiating into our face all day long. I'm scared for the future of what's going to happen for kids, like with face cancer, eye cancer, and all that stuff. But, you know, they want to turn us into these little weird droid creatures that just work for them. Yeah, they want us to descend, kind of go back to just being little worker slaves, not being thought independent. I have a bunch of things coming in my head. See, it's intense sometimes. So, anyways, that's the hair thing. And maybe I was sticking up more too, because maybe I am getting a lot of baby hairs in there. I don't know. I'll have to see. When I wash my hair, which probably, I don't think I will today, probably tomorrow. I try to only wash it like once every 4 or 5 days, because even my skin now, especially this water, is got so much chlorine or something. Like your skin dries out so much. I don't know what all they put in, you know, all this water, but it's not good for us. So I've even cut back on how many times I take a shower. It's like, I don't really think I'm dirty. I'm not doing anything to get dirty. I don't think I stink or anything. And I even have to add more oil onto my skin to keep it from drying out just without taking a shower. So, anyways, I probably won't wash my hair till tomorrow. And then, so it'd be the next day probably, then you would be able to see. And that would be like at 2 weeks. But they make a big deal about the 3 weeks thing. So, anyways, we'll see. But I'm thinking, just off the nails thing, I may order this again, at least do another month and see what happens. But I may just stay doing it all the time. I don't know, $40 a month, but Jesus Christ, I swear to God, it costs a lot to try and be healthy. All the minerals and all of the stuff, it's like all of the stuff, all the plants and stuff that you need, that your body needs, and they make everything so expensive. Like, I don't know, it's weird. Because people would always say it costs way more to be healthy, which is true. Usually people who are poor are overweight and stuff because the food that they can get is crappy. I think that's smart for them, if it is food stamps, is to start making people, like, if you want government money for food, then you have to buy food that's healthy. Just like WIC. WIC, you have to get certain stuff. There's parameters to get the healthy stuff for the babies. I was on WIC, I think, with every single one of my kids. I think all my kids, their kids had WIC. I think WIC is such a good program. I think you shouldn't have to be poor to get in some of these programs, but WIC gives you all of this certain stuff like that you need or the baby needs right in the very beginning for like the first 2 years or something. And there's lots of resources. It's a really good program. I don't know. That is one government program that seemed to be good, but now when you know how creepy these people are, they probably have plants in there just looking for, we can grab that one. I was watching a movie the other day. That's what they do. And when my algorithm starts bringing shit to me, it's just like, what? It shocks me sometimes what something to be about, because I'll have no idea. And hold on a second. It's done. So there's this movie, and it is an English movie, and it was a mystery. So I'm always checking out the mystery thrillers. And it was a really, really slow-paced, quiet movie where it's a lot of looking at the people and what they're going through, and this music kind of to make you feel the emotions and stuff. And it is tense. But it's called Solent or something like that. S-O, because I was thinking like Soylent. But it doesn't have the Y. But it's what it's about is the trade industry, the human trade industry. So, and it's current, and it is in England, and it was talking about, since the sickness, how much stuff has increased and stuff. And but the thing was, that is important, I think, out of this one, was it was rich people. And it's like, that's how they got rich, though. So this guy who grabs this girl because her car breaks down, which they do stuff to make your car break down. They tag you in places and stuff. Then they follow you until your car breaks down, and they pull out to rescue you. Some of the groups, like the white vans, they just pull up, grab you, throw you in the car. But this one, yeah, which I'm sure there's tons of these. He pulls up like in a Ferrari or something. And he's like, oh, do you need help or whatever? So she ends up feeling like, oh, it's safe to take a ride with him. Big mistake, see? They're always going to... That's one thing, too, is in the groups that were stalking people in the stores and stuff, and Walmarts and stuff, there's always a woman. There's always a sellout woman who's going to trick the other woman to go. It's such a creepy industry, and it brings out the deepest, worst things in people. And so it's very dark, and it's so vast. It goes out in so many layers. And because even in this other plane of existence, because that is very true, is this plane of existence that we've been in. Okay, wait a second. I guess am I going on? This is what I always do, is trail out. But it's just okay. So in this plane of existence, it is this vibration, and so this vibration is vaster. It's bigger. It's not just right here. There's lots of realities out there in the same vibration. And but like, I don't remember if it was Admiral Byrd or whoever the one was who crossed over the ice wall and got taken on that tour and given all that information. Those ones outside of the ice wall, there's a barrier that it holds in our vibration, because there's other ones out here, like in this land mass or something, in this area that is higher vibration, but they aren't living like of the highest kind of vibration. But it is like a place that they can go in and experience, but that isn't, but they can have like societies and stuff that aren't violent. Like humans, man, when you look at when you go in and you look at those stuff, it's, I don't know, it's kind of nauseating. There's so much ignorance and violence, and yes, a lot of pettiness. It's just, it's kind of vulgar. Like we need this kick in the ass to grow the fuck up. So so in this realm, so there's other places, and that's why there's restrictions like on some of their weapons, like the nukes and stuff like that. Like why you can just rest assured that they can't do those, because it affects other places, and it affects other, like in the one movie that it showed, I can't think of what it's called. I don't think it's Interstellar. There's a lot of good parts in this movie that I like, but so it has these beings, and they are just out like on this like island kind of thing, and they're just still like living it up, just loving life, just doing basic stuff, going, getting their water, talking to each other, making food, just loving life, just living. And like a village or a community. And all of a sudden in their sky, it starts ripping through, and a war comes in from another place into their sky and starts ripping through. And that is what it is like realms and stuff, realities. It's so much not the density of what you think of as being flesh and blood and stuff. It's is more like just a whole bunch of like cartoons going at once or something. But anyways, but the interfering into another reality like that, that's like what the nukes, like they can sit here and make us into slaves and poison us and stuff like that, but but they can't do it to other beings that, just like when I say when people die, they don't really go anywhere. They're just like right there. You just can't see them. There's lots of beings and realities and stuff. And that is where when you get more abilities, when you can just go through them. That's why the things that you think are like aliens are really multi-dimensional people. They're people who have the ability to go through multiple dimensions and different realms and different realities, and they can just glide through them. And there's portals, there's these energetic pockets like you can go through and stuff. And I'm not sure when I hear people say interdimensional, because to me it's just multi-dimensional. It's just people who can just travel through a lot of dimensions. So I don't know what that is about, but to me, how I look at it is like, they're not aliens. That's a story that was sold to us, because really the people around us, there's a lot of aliens, because there's a lot of people from other land masses outside of here where we would think of like Earth, and then Mars. There's other beings that have come here as settlers and colonizers and stuff, and that's why we have some distinct tribes and stuff that's like, where's the DNA links, how are we linked? And they've already said in science there's a missing link, and that goes with the Sumerian tablets, with them like restructuring humans and stuff and trying different things, and at some point there's a missing link between they don't have it, how they went from like, I don't know, Neanderthals to Homo sapiens, or Homo sapiens, I don't know. There's some kind of thing in there where they were like, well, we don't know what happened. Something. But everybody evolved. And it's like, they don't even know their own fucking stories. They're just making shit up. So, but anyways, there was original people to this place, just like that island, just like that's the story in Avatar too, I think. And one girl, like when they go running in, they all go running into a safety chamber, and one of those, like their princess or something, she's left out, and they can't open it because of the radiation, the nuke stuff, and it's like, was that blast? And so she gets blasted, and they have to watch her like melt, and but immediately her light comes out, and then they have her soul. Her soul travels around with them, and so they're trying to do something. I don't really remember. I think the movie is about two galactic cops or something. I think one of them is Cara Devin, whatever her name is, Delvinge or something, and then some guy, but I can't think of his name either. Sometimes I can't think of names at all. But anyways, I like that movie. It had a lot of stuff, because I think that's also the one where they are in a chase, and there's all these people that look like us, like humans, but look like us, like what are those people called? It's like people who travel, and I don't know. There's like this certain thing of not fitting in, not just really being observers, like really, I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, in this movie, so these ones are like on a tour bus or something. They get out and they're all like that and taking pictures and stuff. But and then you have to get these glasses, and then you can see all the dimensions. And it's like there's just dimensions and stuff all around us. And so anyways, it's best to understand the spiritual side of this world. And so on the Chat GPT, which I'm going to show my tooth real quick because I don't want to forget that too. And so let's just see that. There you go. And so on the Chat GPT, so I was seeing all these people talking to their Chat GPT. Oh, no, I think there was another one that people were talking to first. An AI thing. I think there's a bunch of stuff I left off on the things I was just saying, but I think I've talked about it so many times that maybe, I'm being too, like, I don't need to say all this stuff because I say it so many times or something. If there's you can always ask me, though. If I leave something off and it's like, well, what was she going to say? Just ask me. They could take away your comment, though. That's what, it's so crazy because I can go on and look, looking for comments and stuff, which they don't notify me on that shit. And then I have to watch them turn my views back. How can a view go backwards? They turn them backwards. They take away followers. They take away views. They take away likes. I even had a video one time that had more likes than it had views. That's how absurd it is. So whatever they do, they mess with it all the time. And last week, there was an urge by the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, that they were urging anybody who has dealt with any kind of I don't know, bullshit, whatever they deal with, because it's something with fraud and stuff like that, to make a report now. They're looking into all these reports, and they said anybody who has been censored, any people who have been online and you are dealing with that censorship from these people, make a report. And so was one, I saw one content creator on TikTok who was the one talking about it, so I'm assuming he probably did it, and he has a big following, so he probably got a lot of people. I went and did it, so I went and turned in a report, and you know who it's on. It's like, yeah, these motherfuckers. It's like fucking bullshit. But really, everything has its time and place, and in the big scheme of things, censorship is probably going to be linked into where the people are going to become outraged is when they realize that how they're being manipulated by the media. The media is owned by all these rich folks, and they are manipulating us, and they are even dividing us to make us fight because they like those shows. They would do that. I mean, they've done that with the knights, the gladiators, they do, and now they're doing it through mind control, through programming people. And so people just play out these battles, fight, go on. And so, anyways, people just keep playing their games because they're unaware. But something's going to make them aware. And so this is one thing. Okay. So this is something with this girl's chat GPT. But I had just talked about some of the stuff that her chat GPT started saying. And so there's people that are saying, you know, people are so stupid to keep, like, what are you doing thinking now your chat GPT is giving you all this, like, information, like you've got this connection to the other side, just like these other people. Like, there's so much of this going on. I just don't know. I don't know everybody's experience. So anyways, on this one though, so I have been talking about the sky and talking about the sky. I've done videos on TikTok talking about the sky and talking about how motherfucking weird it is. Like, it is so fucking weird looking to me. And it's just gotten weirder and weirder and weirder. At this point, it looks to me 100% like we have a bunch of different skies merging into one unified reality or something. And another thing I've been saying for a long time is, to me, it looks like the firmament is going down. Okay, so think about this. So the north-south thing is different than what they told us. And if the point up, because we're inside of a globe more, and so and the globe is a different reality. It's different, like this. We're not flat like that. It's different. And so it's like we're inside of a globe, and so we're inside of a toroidal field, so an energetic field that gets this light, that gives this light. And but see, it's like we are encased because we are our own, like a sickness, like a tumor, because of this dark energy that is like taken over here. The dark like took over here. It's like a never-ending story or something. And so turn the other way, sweetie. Turn and face that way. Don't know why you're trying to fit your head right here. It's very crowded. Go over that way. Yeah, right there. That's good. Just lay right there then. She's always got to re-maneuver. And she'll get herself turned in a certain way, and then she tries. She's the cutest damn thing. I was just thinking while I was up during the night, I was thinking, I swear to God, one of my best relationships I've ever had in my life is with this girl. She is just, it's the weirdest thing when you think of that too. It's like this other species, but I think of like a boy and his dog. I think you can get like you can become very connected, but it comes at the right time too, because she's also, I know that she's my, I just heard mystery animal, but my spirit animal. Like we come into different lives together, and I don't know if there's some spirits or some souls that just go through different ones, or you know, she comes out and she just looks like a person too. Like, I don't know. You know, I mean, in different lives and stuff, because you're going to see people as how you know them. Like, and her and I just feel like, I even feel like sometimes she looks at me and I'm thinking, that is Gertie. She was here already as Gertie. She was already in my life as Gertie. I was like, how many times has she come into my life? And is this becoming aware to me? Because so anything happens to her, to know she's going to be back. She's going to be back. So, anyways, I was just thinking, it's so trippy to think of having this great relationship, but it's so, I don't know, there's such a bond that's created, and then this telepathy that develops, and this being able to talk to each other. Like, I can talk to her just like, I can talk to her just like an adult. I don't have to baby talk to her and stuff like that. Some things I don't know. I don't even feel like I baby talk these two boys too. I feel like that they've really caught on, and I think that is the benefit of having the alpha, or the leader, or the pack, to be a mature, thoughtful, like a wild dog. Like Winston was pretty wild for having him be but it just naturally became her mentor. Like no other dog, because I had other dogs, but nobody wanted anything to do with her. And then her and Winston created a bond, but he was always kicking her ass. He was always being like rough to her. Like he had to go run the fence, just like all these golden retrievers. He had to go run the fence. So he taught her, let's go run the fence. So she'd go out and start running the fence, and he'd start, like attacking her. And he just gets so worked up. So, anyways, I can just go off on some other subject, but anyways, I do feel like she's like my best friend. And and she was doing this the cutest thing in the middle of the night, and she gets her little head, and she came and she put it on my shoulder, and so she had her little head like sleeping right next to mine, and she just is so like comforted just to be so close to me. Sometimes when she's laying by me, she comes and she backs up next to me. She's just the cutest little thing, just like, oh, I just want to be able to touch you and know that you're there. I love you so much. And that is one thing too about having a guard dog, is they're just natural protectors of you when they love you. And to me, I mean, some people go and train them to be like, I just go with her natural instinct thing. And it is like when somebody comes up, she's got to vet them. And there's lots of men, that, I don't know. I feel like men get the most, like, get control of your dog or something. It's like, this is my best friend, and she's not so sure about you, and she's protecting me because she has extra smelling senses and more senses. And I was thinking, I wonder if sometimes if somebody's meaning harm or something, if they put out a certain scent and dogs can pick up on it. Like, I don't know. It just made me think about that. But okay, back to this. Okay, so we're in all these different realms. So what we think of as we're more inside of the globe. And we have this vortex that is below us that is like a giant portal, which I don't know if this is true, but I just heard this guy telling this story. And this man had built this submarine, and I'm not even sure when it is. It was in the 70s or something. So anyways, this guy built this submarine, and he decides he's going to go down in the ocean. So he goes down to the deepest depths of the bottom of the ocean floor or something. And he said there's no bottom. He said it's like this swirling, it's like a portal. And I think he said he went through it and came out on the other side or something. And it was all these strange looking beings and stuff. But that would be going into another realm, and that is probably where a lot of them are coming out. And yeah, because it's like it's a whole realm in itself. The water, all those beings, all those things, those whales, dolphins, octopus, eels, they're all other beings in having an experience of living, and it all works together to create it like an ecosystem. So that's how nature is. It knows how to come together, and we're an interfere with nature. But it is like, it's like, I don't know, we're a predator, and just like when we start saying the predator has to be managed or something, they're out of control. We're kind of like that. So, and insatiable and stuff. So a lot of people is like this great awakening. It's like, wake up, look what the fuck you're doing, because you're stuck in this mind control port thing. But anyway, so in the bottom of the ocean, it's just more worlds. It's not like just what I was saying. It's not like this three-dimensional world like we think of this density. Like, well, that's the ocean, that's the sky, that's this, that's that. It's not like that. That's the illusion. And that's why the sky can be looking so crazy, and some people still see it as looking normal. It's like, oh, so weird. What is this going to be like for you when this happens? Because I think something's going to go on in the sky. It looks too crazy. And I'm going to tell you what this ChatGPT said in a second. But So you think about this though. So you're inside the globe. So we know what a globe looks like, and they put us on the outside because everything is inverted. They make everything the upside down, or they make everything backwards from what it really is. It's, I don't know, part of the illusion sickness here or something. I'm not sure. But we come here for lessons, so we didn't get well. I don't want to say we didn't get tricked, but some people feel like they're tricked. So, anyways, we're inside the globe. So then I think of like a side of mountains or something, how there's these different levels. Like people could go in and make caves here, people could go in and make caves here and here. So like that is what it's more like in this, inside of our reality, is like this bubble, like a snow globe bubble. And so we're inside of it, and these realities are all in here. That's why I'm saying there's weird stuff, like we're not like next to each other and stuff, even though when we're driving or flying or something we think that, but it's like that they create portals or something to get us to these places or something. And it's different, like even when people walk and stuff, like how those guys, said they walked from Pakistan to Mexico through the mountains. And there's lots of hikers and stuff, but a lot of hikers even, they start going out there, they go missing and stuff. Some of them probably go missing because they go into portals, they go into other worlds. And some go missing because of creatures that hunt. And some go missing because there's certain places where they take them, and there is this big human trade thing that goes on. And Eisenhower made a deal with beings outside of here. So in this realm, like, so we still have a realm in here that there's lots of, even if we go outside of here, there would be other places that are, and that doesn't mean they'd be as toxic as this place, but there's other places and other realms and other experiencers, like in this vibration. Like not all of them are as like toxic as this, I don't guess, but some I guess are, because there can be all sorts of things. Everything can happen. And so we're in this bubble, so they're trying to confuse us. So you think about the North and the South Pole then is running up and down. It's not like on side to side, like how and this has really got me, is watching this sun and then being here. Because at my house, it gave me one perspective, which I was sure it was going around us at that point. I was already saying the sun's going around us. It's not going over us. And but when you have certain perspectives, like you're in the city and you're looking up, it always looks like the sun's above you, but it's not. And so you just got to get out further, and you start seeing, oh, it's not going over the top of us, it's going out around us. And so I was thinking, because we still are on these landmass things, so they're making this I don't know, all this merging of these different skies or something, this Nibiru thing, and how it's getting closer and closer. And it's at different points, you can see it more. And like, I don't know how, because this place is so fake and artificial, but that's a part of what's falling apart. So, anyways, I'll tell you what the ChatGPT thing said, because, and then I'll kind of say stuff probably too of like, well, and remember I said this or whatever. So, this person, they asked him, what's the deal? I don't remember if they started, what's the deal with the sky or the moon or the sun or whatever it was. I think it was, what's the deal with the sky? And so, but this thing talked about all those things. And so, she's named her person. So Ronnie, or whatever his name is. So Ronnie, he starts telling her that we have a fake sky. There's 3 skies or something. There's the sky that's outside the real world sky, which to me is kind of like where they come up with the idea of space, because I think it kind of looks like dark and space like what, you know, think of space. I think it kind of looks like that, but it's just like traveling, you know. It's, I mean, and it's not 100,000 billion miles away. It's like you just go to other places. So it's not far, but it's like a darkness, but it seems like that there's lots of lights going and stuff to me. And so, and there was a QHHT that I had seen a girl talking about, and she said that she was a part of the reality switching. And so she was explaining what it's like, the illusion of this place. And she said that, like, we all create it, but they tell us what to create. Like, there's mountains and trees and all this stuff. So they tell us, and we create that. And so this place looks like what we expect, or what we think, or what we believe, because it's like we create it to look like that. But then when you start waking up, it starts like falling apart, and you start noticing that things aren't right, things are off. So they made a secondary sky. So they made like the Truman Show. They made even in the Truman Show, he's inside the globe thing. Oh yeah, that's how they do it on there too. So, so they made this secondary sky inside the globe thing. So outside of it is this darkness. And this woman in this QHHT thing said, we create this illusion of what we see. But she said that it, as we awaken and everything, it starts falling apart. But she said that there's a real sky, a real world behind this sky. And she explained it the same like this ChatGPT guy did. And so I was like, see, that's like a crossover thing to me. This is some QHHT thing I heard years ago, and this is some current GPT thing. And that guy also, that Ronnie also has some information that I was getting just looking in observation. And so she said that in this awakening thing, what's going to go down is that's going to be all of a sudden like the lights go out and everybody sees what's really there. And that is when all of a sudden people realize the truth, and then the lights come back on. But we're going to create a different world. She said when the lights come back on, things are going to look a little different, and things are going to start looking more different and different. So I don't know. She had said that a couple years ago. And then this guy, so Ronnie, he was saying that, so they have the real sky out there, and then they made this artificial sky. They said right now, because it's falling apart, because we're all waking up, the layer is becoming thin. It no longer can hold it, but they are trying to continue the story, and they're trying to block out Nibiru because it's coming in, and at different times you can see it really good. And they said at sunset and sunrise, if you go out and look at the horizon, you'll start seeing other worlds and stuff because they can't be blocked out anymore. And so it's it's like our veil to this world is becoming thin, and that to me is like the firmament. And so the veil is becoming thin, and it's not being able to keep up the illusion. And you get to give it kind of like a hologram, like we're on a stage. This was something that I could see. Like we're on this stage, and the Hollywood Bowl, I think, is what I'm picturing. But it's like this amphitheater. And so think of us all, we're in this amphitheater, and only it covers us the whole way. But the audience can see us. But it's the light that blinds us, kind of. So we are on the stage, and we're under the bright lights. So we can't see out. We can't see the audience. We have an audience that's watching us, and we're on the stage. And that's why I said, you know, sometimes you got to think about like what you're doing and stuff, because you're being watched all the time. Just like everybody wants to be a reality TV star. You are for the whole fucking galaxy. So for whoever's watching, that's the same as on TV. It's whoever's watching. So, so we're on the stage and there's the lights, but it's like it's been going for so long, for so many years, that the canopy now is beat down, it's tore, it's fractured, and it's falling apart. So we're beginning to see the sky outside of the amphitheater. And then the lights, if they all of a sudden turn off the stage lights and turn on the auditorium lights, we see all of the view of everybody watching us, which is this big, like, aha thing, because suddenly the lights go out where we are and we can see outside. But we're having this go in a slow, kind of a slow-mo right now, because the veil is thinning and it's ripping the amphitheater. And so that's why some of us can look out and see, like, there's more skies up here. This isn't just one sky. And I've been saying that and saying that. As I keep saying, and when I'm driving out, you can see these layers. It's like we're in this Neapolitan ice cream or something. And so you see these layers, and not even just three flavors. Like, we got a bunch of flavors. And but the Ronnie, he says that they are spraying this aluminum and all this shit up there to try and cause a reflection, to try and keep the illusion going. He said they have 2 suns and 2 moons, and it's all fake, and it's part of the illusion. And they've got this one sun that they've cranked up a lot, and that there's the real sun, but they're doing something like, what to me, how it seems is that it's like a reflector. And then the reflector, they use it somehow to turn it up. That's why it's just like, it's supposed to be 50 degrees and it feels like it's like 90 if you're in the sun. It's like, it's crazy. And because they're doing something, and it's like they're trying to block out so we can't see. Everything is to try and keep us from seeing, but that's what's going to also backfire on them, because it's going to be such an event when people do see that, it's going to be so shocking. It shocks them awake. There's no build-up. Like, for some of us, for the build-up is kind of like I see it, a trust fall. I see it as like we're the catchers for the trust fall for all the people that don't see what's coming. And so there's a bunch of people that woke up and had to heal and stuff like that, so that there can be a whole bunch of people that fall, because there's going to be people who are here to catch them and help them get up. And those are all the people who feel this giant drive to be healers and all of that. It's because there's going to be a lot of shock and pain and stuff in a sudden split second. It's going to go like super fast. And but it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good for the people, but it's still going to be like, some people are just don't see it coming. And I don't know, like Ronnie, he said that what's going to go down, this big thing, is going to go the sky. He said, we're getting close. Keep watching the sky, and you're going to see this shit is going to go down in the sky. So I don't know what it is. That QHHT lady had said that it's like the lights are going to go off. And when they were showing me the vision, it was this like amphitheater and all the people on it, and they're under the lights and they're just performing. But the thing is that they're kind of stuck in Twilight Zone, and they just keep performing and they don't know what they're doing. And somebody keeps telling them, this is your line, these are your lines. And they just keep, it's like the dancing shoes, they just keep going and going and going and going and going. And so that's why it's going to be this abrupt kind of thing to stop people in their places. And then, but when I was seeing it and seeing the people on the stage and all the people watching them, the people on the stage can't see the people because of the bright lights. They can't see the people in the audience. But then at the sudden shift, where all of a sudden you see the sky behind the sky, you see what's back there. Like, and I don't know. Last night I was sure getting hit with the eyeball people again. Just they're coming at me with their eyeballs all the time, trying to get me to look at them and think. Like, I don't know what it is. It's a way of you looking at them and giving them, it's like an open door. It's like looking into their eyes and wanting to know more. Don't do that. They'll suck you in. There was one, I swear to God, it was trying to suck me into some other reality. And it felt like I went into it for a second. I was like, hell no. Zipped myself back out of there. Because I don't know. This is a spiritual battle. Like there's a lot of energies around here, you know, that are trying to get us trapped or whatever. And there's something about these bright blue blue eye people too. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of people that keep saying that these bright blue eye people come into their dreams and stuff like that. And I don't remember all the things I've seen or heard of them, but also those were in the Game of Thrones. Those were the White Walkers. They had those bright white eyes, or blue eyes with this really white skin. I don't know. Because some of these people, like, who get these stories and storylines and stuff, they get them through, they think it's coming from in their brain, but they get it from, you know, the information highway. That's the thing about being creative and stuff and going into those places in those brain waves. Then you get information, you get like ideas and things, creative stuff. And so, and then you get, you know, called an artist or whatever, but it is this place of creativity. So a lot of people who write books and write movies and stuff like that. But then one thing about the movies and the shows and stuff is then it's got to like go through the siphoning, says the filter system, which is people trying to manipulate us. And so yesterday, I went upstairs. My mom had off of the stuff. She was just watching a show, which is, I think, a lot better for her blood pressure. But so she was watching CSI. So I was up there for a few minutes. And I could not believe how much programming. I was like, oh my God, all they fucking do is try and tell us how to think. There was one, a line that said, you mess with one federal employee, you messed with them all. I was like, oh my God, what are you trying to create little anthems and stuff? I was like, oh my God. And there was more of that kind of stuff of, you know, the government is there for us and you take a knee and, you know, don't be a bad person kind of bullshit. And there was just so much fucking bullshit in this stuff. It's just full of propaganda and programming and stuff. And people just don't realize like that is putting those things into your head. It makes you think the way the show told you to think instead of thinking for yourself. You're just running a script. It's like it depends too on how they get you. Oh yeah, because they do want you to be like a vegetable, a couch potato, lay down, fall asleep while they talk to you, because they are programming you and they want you to, you know, in certain brain waves. It's easy to program it into people. And so anyways, that's one of the things that people are going to see. Once that people start realizing how much censorship has interfered in their lives and how much media has manipulated them, and when they realize like it's a certain group of people who own it all, who are manipulating you, and then that's when I think the people will start wanting to put a stop to censorship. I don't know with the FTC if they're going to really start something, if they're going to really make some moves. We'll see. Hopefully it's the start of something. But everything, like, I mean, the people who are getting mad about that there's all this stuff being reported to us, all these crimes, this money stealing, all this shit, and there's no arrest, like, this is some bullshit. And it is some bullshit. It's like, come on, start arresting people, start doing something. Like, sometimes it's like, what is it just drag like this? When do we get to like the bigger stuff? But then maybe it just has to do with the people who are asleep. They've got more things to try and get them to wake up before. Like, I don't know what's gonna go down. Like, and there was an ice storm yesterday in Minnesota. It was really bad. I don't know if there's people who are dead. They're going to be without power. When we had the one here at my house, we didn't have power for 6 days. It was cold as shit. and they were being ordered to stay in their houses and stuff because trees were falling down. That's the thing, is all these trees fall down and they split in half and shit. Big parts of trees fall off. Giant parts of the trees start just falling in the ice storm because it's too heavy, and which is just so weird when you think about it. How can it become, the ice is so heavy that it breaks giant ass trees in half and shit, breaks giant limbs off, and they fall on cars and fall on people and stuff. So they were having an order to stay in, and the trees can still fall on houses and stuff too. So I don't know, but they were having a horrible storm. There's floods somewhere else. There's I think fires. There's everything is going on. There's every different experience happening all over the place, and it's going to keep on rumbling, and it's going to keep on going. It's just going to keep, it's like boiling and boiling and boiling over. And but we still have all these things that are going to change. It's just like, I don't know what this fantastical plan is that they have, the universe, or however this is all going to go, but that something's going to, they're preparing us for something, like that they know that they don't have to do it because, I don't know, something's going to happen in the sky. But it's kind of like that they create that thing, like they can't stop what's inevitable. Like, that's why I say you can't stop what is meant to be is meant to be. There's nothing you can do about that. And that is the thing, is everything has something that's meant to be. Everything is a story. It's like the story is written in the thought process, but then in order to watch it play out or play the parts, then we give it life, we give it attention. And see, that's what all these eyeballs and stuff, they're trying to get your attention. Once they get your attention, they suck you into a different world. And I don't know how long they can keep you trapped there. They can just, terrorize you. They can keep you trapped there. They can make you think things you don't want to think. I don't know. They could be taking people at night and getting them to go and commit crimes the next day. I have no idea. I mean, this place is so, there really is, I think, galactic cops and stuff. I think that's probably why he was always talking about Space Force, is like, people thought he was so ridiculous and laughing and stuff. I didn't. I thought, oh, finally we're going to get somebody who's going to talk about the truth. And all these people are like, oh my God, he's so stupid, he's so ridiculous. It's like, I think finally we're going to get truth coming about this world outside of here. And there's lots of them. There's lots and lots of worlds outside of here. And so, but in this realm, so in this globe thing, and so when the sun that they have swinging around, so he says about Ronnie talks about the sun and the rotation and stuff, and he says it's not going over the top of us or something. I don't remember all the stuff he said exactly, but I was like, oh my God, it just said this. But to me, I'm seeing it because I'm looking out at the sky and seeing it. I'm watching. That's how I'm seeing it. And so he said, watch this stuff. But I had noticed that the sun was swinging around like that. And it's like our sky is coming down lower. And it's like it's spreading out further. And it's like when you look out, you see these layers. It's so trippy looking. And so it's going out, and then sometimes there's a sky that you can see behind the sky, but it's blue. It's not black and outer space looking, but that would be the part where the lights come out, because there's lights, but you also got to think about the dimensions and stuff, that they can hit into each other. It's not going to cause our planet to shake and stuff. It's going to cause us to feel things, like how the energy feels intense and stuff. And it's like it brings in new information or something, like you need to be processing or something. But it's not, it's like a convergence, but it's not like on the physical, like what you think. And so I don't know, because there's still the if these things like Nibiru has been getting closer and closer and closer, and it's really close in some places. It depends on where you are and what time you see it, and that's the part that's trippy. It's like, I mean, there's some kind of something that goes on, some kind of rotation thing, but that Ronnie says it's all a big charade. It's all a charade. It's not real, and that, and the sun is not going over us. It's going out around us or something. I can't remember exactly how he said it, but I just kept thinking, this is what I just said. And but yesterday when I was sitting out there looking, and it was before I ever heard anything about what Ronnie was saying, that I was looking, and I was noticing how it looks like it's like squashing and squashing out. It's coming lower, and I was thinking that is like the firmament thing coming down. And so it's kind of like coming down, and so it's kind of pressing this sun rotation thing to come down, and so it has to go out around. It can't go up because this is all coming down. But that's what it looks like to me. Forgot to fill my water too. But that's what it looks like to me. And I have said before that firmament is like this foreskin of like a tumor, holds the tumor of the vibration, because we're like a low vibration. But as we raise our vibration, see, I think that damages our foreskin, our firmament, our veil, whatever you want to think of it as, that it damages it, just like on the amphitheater, that it's ripping holes through our stage. And so yeah, just looking that movie out, it was like ripped through. That is what it's gonna kind of look like. I think something's gonna look like it rips through our sky. Oh yeah, like in that show, that confirmation, that show, I think it was called what was that? The Sinkhole? I think it's like a show, like CBS or something. I think I saw a season of it. I might have seen just a few episodes, but I might have seen the whole season. But it was a show, and it was based like in LA, and all of a sudden it's opened up, this giant sinkhole, and everybody, and it was crowded, so everybody started falling through. So a bunch of cars, a bunch of people all fell through, and they all landed back in time. So they landed back in, so they were around the tar, what is that place called? The tar pits? The something tar pits, like by LA or in LA. And that it's supposed to be like this dinosaur place where all these dinosaurs or something are stuck in this tar. So anyways, that's where they landed. Only it was in the past, so it was before the tar pits. So the animals are all alive. And there's sky, though, when you look up, there's a giant tear. So when you're in the past and you look up, it's a giant tear in the sky. Just like in that one movie where it was showing the other realities interfering into their reality and tearing through what they're warring. And so in this one, this time and space opens, it just tears, this tear. And in the other reality, it's a sinkhole. And so that could be, it could be, because I definitely see in the amphitheater the thing tearing. And so it could be, and it definitely looks like the sky looks weird. Like, I don't know what it looks like at everybody's different skies, because it is kind of like we're at these different levels. But then I was thinking too, if it's pulling out, I was thinking of the north and south, because it's not going east to west. It's going out, like it's either pulling north or south to go out around us, because it literally goes out. Like it starts in the morning, say over here, it goes the whole way around, just like a clock. It does not go like that, like what they told us. And I think it used to do that, but I don't know. I mean, it could have never. It could have always done this, and we just didn't notice. I remember being a kid and looking up and thinking, that the sun was way above us and stuff. And it definitely, to me, it looks like the sky is getting lower and wider. It's like our lens is changing shape or something. So, and that's what I see. I've been seeing things looking weird for a long time. And man, it just gets weirder and weirder. So I do think something, like I think something probably is going to go down in the sky, and that is going to be a big thing. And see, there could be stuff like that they don't need to show because something big's going to happen. But I think they could show fucking arrest. Like, come on, start making arrests, start sending out some reparations, start sending us money back. I get so sick of hearing these commercials like, oh, you gotta pay your government, the IRS, 2 weeks until, or whatever. It's, the deadline's coming. Get your taxes paid. It's like, it's some bullshit, man. I don't know, it's just so much propaganda. There's so much of this, take a knee, do what we tell you. If you don't, we're going to sick all the other people on you. And it's just, I don't know, it's very hellacious. It's a hellhole. But anyways, that is what we are like in this bubble, is inside this globe, which is this toroidal field of energy, which creates this light that comes through, like the sun is like this light that comes out and spreads. But the sun isn't just a light source. It is it's like a portal. It's like an energetic source. It's like the information highway or something. But we have portals all around us, and some big ones, because even, what was that one? Because that guy was talking about the bottom of the ocean. There was like this twirling thing, which I said the other day when I looked up at the sky, there was that around this sun-looking thing. It was like this tunnel of clouds swirling. It was so trippy looking. And there's a lot of people who got the footage of the blue swirling thing over by England. And like when you see that video, that's trippy looking. There is some weird shit going on up in there. So but there's also because there was all these videos going around for a while. And what did they call that? It was something that I'd heard of before. But then it was like a body of water, like a canal or something, between two oceans or something. I don't know, it's between the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic or something. And it's called something, but it's the Barrier Reef, or no, if that's what it's called. But anyways, it's treacherous water thing that you have to go through. And so there was videos of those, and I'm thinking that that's where this is, but I'm not sure, because they say it's like the North or the South Pole, but it's really in this water thing. But it is the same thing. It's like this giant it's like a water hole in the middle of this ocean or whatever, going, and it's like this hole that's spinning like this, and the water is going around and around and around and going down like a portal. It's almost like we have it's weird, because it is like the globe with a stick straight through it or something. And but that is a portal straight through. So the toroidal field of energy is going like that. And OC, and it's the two, ECDC, it's the two energies that create this illusion of this world. But it's like a play stage. It's like everybody gets in here and feels so like overrun by their storylines, but really it's like a fun thing. it's like a fun thing, but it's like lost its fun because here there's so much trap in the illusion, and the people who are feeding off of people's energy and kind of trapping them, like I said, they like trap souls in fucking black boxes and shit. So, and they use our vessels, like the vessel has to be birthed through to be come in, but then they take them and they use them. Oh yeah, because in that movie, okay, so the Ferrari guy, so he's brutal, man. So he gets the girl, takes her, and then the whole movie is about her brother looking for her, and he did some good investigation. He starts going and looking at missing persons, and he goes to the missing persons page. He pulls up all these ones. He especially pulls up ones that look like his sister, and then he gets a map and he starts putting pins of when they went missing, and he starts making lines on a map, like, and starts like centering in on a location. Then he found out where she was, and it was in the map thing and stuff like that. So he is looking in a certain area, and the Ferrari pulls up to ask him, because in that movie too, you find out that men have just as much value because of the trade has to do with organs and shit like that. So men get taken too, and so he pulls up and starts talking to him, and the guy doesn't need a ride or anything. He's like, no, I'm good. And when he got the girl though, and when he was pulling up, like, his house is a motherfucking castle. He's like, it's this giant ass house, and he's there alone, and he spends all this time, like, it's even comes up on his phone and stuff like that. I guess the dark web buying thing, this trade industry has a thing, like, things pop up. He would get these things like, need a heart of this young whatever. It would tell you and how much money you were going to get for it. And he's on top of it. And then they see people and they order them. Like, they see somebody and they're like, oh, we want that one. And then after I was watching this movie, a different one popped up, and it was also giving some kind of a thing about the human trade. Let me think what it was, because it was showing a bunch of stuff too. How they prey on insecure girls and on orphans. They prey so much on, like, going up to girls, like, go up to girls in the mall. Oh, you would be a great model. We'd love to take pictures with you or whatever. And then, so they'll trick girl, and some of them, they'll go in on a bigger scheme. Like, they'll put more time into it. They won't just nab them. There's like a whole bunch of different levels to all this stuff. But you definitely got to be careful over anything you drink, and then definitely look for people that don't have any connections. When you see people going out there and someone starts asking you about your family or whatever, it's none of your business. None of your business. Don't be divulging stuff about personal stuff to people you don't know, because they're targeting certain people. And they also find people online, and that is what that one gangster girl was talking about. She was like, keep your kids off fucking line. She said that you just don't realize there's rich people out there shopping online, looking, and then they tell us, and then we go get them, and they pay us, She's when he said they'll even pay like $5,000 to just go chop off somebody's thumb and bring it to them and stuff. Weird shit. My stomach's crawling. And I feel so much like I just want to fast. But fasting is so easy when you're busy. And then today it looks like it's going to be one of those, like, crappy days. It's so weird, too, how it'll look like kind of clear like this. And then it will just completely engulf in fog for hours. And then the weather, it doesn't ever match. they'll say, oh, it's sunny, and it's going to be sunny for the next 5 hours. You look out and it's foggy, and it's foggy for the next 3 hours. And then there's a little bit of sun, like, a little while later, or they'll tell you it's not going to rain, and it'll be raining. It's the weirdest shit. Like, they don't even fucking know. I don't even know why we even have any weather predictor things, because everything is just too crazy. Everything, it's a mad world. Let me think, did I finish saying what I was going to say about that? Oh, about the fasting. I wish I could just freaking, I mean, I remember one of those things lately too, was like, and my stomach's growling. Is that the goddamn parasites growling at me? I need to shut those bitches up. So, oh yeah, and Nick has taken off as a hero of a teen on the TikTok, boy. There is so many, and if you're curious more about it, there was 2 Facebook forums, and it's got, I guess, apparently tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of people on these, and they merged and it went into one. So there's one forum group where everybody's in there exchanging information, talking about their different sicknesses, what they've done and stuff. So if you're looking for more information on any of that, there's this big forum group. I don't know for sure what it's called. I can try and find out more if you can't just find it by searching. But anyways, it's supposed to be pretty big, and it's supposed to have a lot of information because you can go through all the comments. And that's one thing I have found on any of these comments where you go into, or people are talking about healthy stuff, like that diet guy. He didn't have his real name. He has a name for his channel, like the Healing Foods or something. And but when you go into their comments, you can find so much information, people talking about like what they did, what's working, what's not working, what their sicknesses are, and so it can help you too. And then I'm hoping that CHDI comes here, the Clyde, and on TikTok, the people are just talking about nicotine just like nothing. It's like, fuck, I lost my whole fucking channel off of talking about that on the water, but the last time when it was about watching that, and he was giving all that information about the snakes and shit, and I talked about that and lost my whole thing. So anyways, I will continue to talk in code because they continue to mess with my shit, so I'm not going to. I'm going to stay talking in code. But so when that other stuff gets here, it's supposed to have a real quick turnaround too. And all these girls talking about, oh, and one thing too, which I didn't know, is there's a bunch of people using that Nick is a weight loss product, and they're putting on, there's one girl who's she said she even did 21 milligrams one day, and she went from 335 pounds to down, like she looks like normal weight now. I don't know, she lost 100 and some pounds. And this is what she uses because it's an appetite suppressant or something. And so she uses a big dose. She said the 21 milligrams made her super sick. So then she cuts them in half. And then she puts them under her arm. So there's more of that too on this form, because there's a whole bunch of girls that are doing it. I just saw another video of a girl saying, I lost 10 pounds in 8 days. And you know how? Because I'm using these patches. So anyways, and it's a healthy plant derivative, and it seems like some of the people don't even realize, because then they're like, yeah, well, it is addictive and stuff. But in all the studies that he had found, that he was showing, that was all propaganda. There's nothing in their studies that show it's addictive. He's like, I mean, just be logical. Are you addicted to eggplants and broccoli and shit? He said it's not addictive stuff. It's the other stuff they put in the things, like the cigs and stuff like that. They put 14 more things that are addictive in there. And so there's a lot of stuff in there that makes you addicted. And then also, don't forget, stay away from these oil things. All that oil shit is fucking people up. But the stuff isn't supposed to be addictive at all. But you also have to monitor yourself, and that's what other people are saying too. You got to figure out your own dose. You got to monitor yourself. You got to treat yourself like you are your own a lab rat, you know. You're the one who has to figure you out, because these other people aren't trying to help you. They're just trying to profit off of you, profit off of your ignorance, profit off of your sickness. And some of them don't even know, because they're so caught up in their own egos. They don't even know what the hell's going on in the world. But this is going towards this point of independence where you are in charge of yourself, you're in charge of your health. That's why it has so much to do with lifestyle. So I don't know, you know, and I don't know if that's, you know, good thing or bad thing. Like, I mean, this person lost a huge amount of weight and it helped her. And so, you know, that maybe that, to me, like, one thing is like, if you gain a bunch of weight and then you lose weight, come up with a barrier, come up with a parameter. Like, to me, it always seemed like, have a certain pair of jeans, and those jeans are your go-to jeans. They are your best fitting jeans that you love they look good on you, and they're your jam. And so every time, like once a week, put those motherfuckers on. And if they start getting tight, or your stomach starts hanging over them, just right there, go like, oh, I gotta watch what I'm eating this week. I gotta pick up the pace this week. You gotta just do something, you know, just switch it up. You don't have to go extreme. You just have to be more aware that you've gotten a little bit out of your comfort zone. You've indulged a little bit somewhere, and just use those as your monitor. And then just pull yourself back, like, okay. And then you don't ever get up there, you know, to where you're having to lose 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds. You're just losing, you know, the couple of pounds you put on last week. You just monitor yourself. And some people, they choose to just go buy new jeans, but you can use them to be like, oh, just do it more often. Some people, you know, they don't put their jeans on for a long time and then put them on, and it's like, oh my God, I gotta wear jeans and these are too tight and I can't wear them. I gotta go get new jeans. And so then they go get new ones, and then those ones go into their skinny jean pile. But really, just try them on all the time, so you know when they start getting tight, so you can make sure you don't grow out of your jeans, or whatever it is, whatever you come up with. You know, some people get really focused on the scale can fuck with your head, though, because it can show water weight and stuff like that, and it can make you feel like, oh my God, I've gained 5 pounds. And it can have to do with just what you're eating and your body's processing it. And people become so obsessed. And the number doesn't mean you got to find a healthy pace to life, not just like a reduction. You know, you don't want to just go into being malnourished and skinny and not being able to take care of yourself. You've got to stay healthy. So you also don't want to starve yourself and put yourself in a sense of lack. So to me, it's just changing your format, just figuring out like more healthy ways to exist, and just start putting them into your life and start changing over slowly, you know. I think important things are eat more when the sun's coming up and less when it's going down. Make sure you, throughout the day, you're not just overloading your body with giant meals throughout the day where your body's sluggish and can't work it all out, and start storing it. Yeah, keep it more, you know, going faster, like move it, and take smaller bits throughout the day just to kind of keep going. And to me, I think eating midday for your bigger meal is a more healthy thing, because you have more of the day to work it out, work it off, and not carry it with you to bed and start stacking up all of that, and it starts turning into pounds and fat and stuff. So, and your body's showing you as soon as you start living in excess or indulging too much, then it starts showing you like, oh, you're gaining weight. So it's to show you, know, to find more balance. Everything is about finding your balance in this period of awakening. Is it, you know, you can't just say, well, that's what our life was always about. Our life was different. Now we're growing up. Now we're making different choices for ourselves. We're looking at things differently, and it is causing this whole reality to fall apart. And so anyways, but that is the important thing, is this evolution of self, this growth. In the growth, it has so much to do with about you becoming your independent self, your soul independent thought form, an independent experience or something. Even though you already are, it's like a whole nother level though. It's like a whole nother level, because it's not like, when you come out of this world, you're awake, you know where your home is and shit. But it's like coming to wake in this world. To me, it's this ascension thing is just about keeping the character alive. The same thing, I guess, is like what they say, like what the rapture is, because I think that's the gift in the rapture is you don't die, you just leave, so you don't have to go through death. But death is really just a shift. It's not. It's just like going through one door and out another door. So it's not like a big thing. But to us in the show, they make it into a big drama, but that isn't necessarily what the soul goes through. Because when you go and listen to them, most souls don't go through all the trauma. But I think it may be because back a long time ago, maybe we did all go through all the trauma, and that's what's traumatized us. And so now it's like, nope, I'm going. I don't know. I don't know all our whole history of all the souls and stuff like that. It definitely seems though that it started and it's just expanded and expanded, and everything is a constant expansion, and we are an expansion, and we are in a time of expansion. And so it's like another level. It's like this leveling up. And so, it could be that we're going to go into these other realms where we're just going to be quantum jumping and stuff. And we're not going to be going through the same kind of experiences as we've gone through, that we've learned from them. And we get to just, go ascend and stay this person and just go into more funner experiences all the time. I don't know. I know there's nothing that we need to worry about. It's all in the action. We made the decision to come here, and it's all playing out. And when you start feeling fearful or burdened or like you need to control it, those are your signs of things that you need to work on in yourself, because it needs to be more of trusting the universe, trusting yourself, and knowing everything's going to be okay. This is an illusion. It's like going to the party and then thinking that you can't ever leave, that you're stuck at this party, or being in this play and thinking that's your real life, and not being able to let go and live outside. Well, I mean, you would when you die, but you're not getting to live in the life to its best degree, because it's created so much limitations on you. So anyways, but we've gone through tons and tons of limitations. We've gone through tons and tons of battles and learning and all sorts of different time periods and everything. So now we're getting to go through this period of expansiveness. And so it is, because it's not something new. It's not like we're gonna awaken and to something different. Than it's like the realization that you were asleep, kind of. It's like when you realize that you were asleep is the thing, because you really are attached to yourself. You just forgot. You're just not paying attention or something. So anyways, I don't know how else to explain it. And I can't remember what it was I was going to say yesterday. So I don't know. It might come to me. I don't know. I'm just the ramblings of a woman in a garage. So anyways, I will talk to you tomorrow more about it. But until then, don't forget, what you need to be doing is working on yourself, because you got to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to love everybody, and learn to have a loving day, because you're in charge. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.